Good morning everybody, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world, the world away, and we're now going to be doing part 36 of Hachette Partworks Build the Spitfire Mk1a. God, it's been a while since we've done one of these, hasn't it? I think the last one we did actually was about 3 weeks ago on a live stream, and we haven't done a live stream for ages. So, but I did feature on a live stream a prop, and I mean a prop as in a proper prop from one of the Spitfires, from a company called Replica Aircraft Fabrications. And check out this video of this lamp they've got. Now there's a company out there called Replica Aircraft Fabrications, and they make replicas and planes. In particular for me, looking at the Spitfire, obviously we're building one at the moment, they've got the Lightning there as well, but I've looked at their website. It's pretty impressive what they've got, and some of the fabrications they do don't go as far as the planes. You've got the cockpits, as you can see there in the shop, they've got a post box, they've got a Spitfire prop, but looking at these planes actually on display, especially when they're on a pole like that, look absolutely amazing. Now they sent me a picture of something they fabricated here, which is basically a Spitfire prop, which they've turned into a lamp, and I've put a slow pan on this so you can see A, the size of it, and B, how awesome does this actually look. The light's bright enough to actually light up the room, but this is one of the fabrications they've done which looks absolutely amazing. What I've done is I've got a picture here with the full size of it so you can actually see what it looks like, but I am going to feature this at the start of some of my Spitfire videos. So if you want to check out their site, I've put the web address here. It's www.ref.limited. You can see some of this excellent stuff for yourself. Now I'm actually hoping to get one because I want some more light at the back here, but it's pretty amazing, isn't it? Some of the things that you can just take off an airplane and just refabricate for other purposes is brilliant. Talking about refabricating, I actually took away that cardboard jig and I've made my own. I say I've made my own, but basically Daniel Goldman, who's on the Patreon channel, created an STL file for it. I've printed that out, I've added some bits to it. Daniel's adding some bits to it as well. It needs a little bit more work, but at the moment it's working for what I need it to do, and I'll show you that jig when we come round to it. But let me show you what we're doing in today's video. Now as you can see, we're going to need the motor that we did in the last stage, looking just like this, and we're going to be putting the motor into a little jig there with some gears that we're going to be putting inside and a wire that's going through it. The wire is going to be moving backwards and forwards in this, which is going to enable the gear to go up and down at the end here. I think this bit looks quite tricky, so we'll see when we get round to it, but that's what we're going to be doing in this stage. In the next stage, as you can see, we're going to be working on the ailerons here. Ailerons, I can't say that properly. I've had a lot of emails saying that the colours are wrong on each side, but I've been assured they are correct. They are meant to be opposite colours to the wing, so just bear that in mind when I do that issue 37. I do have issue 37 here. I'm not sure when it's going to go out. We've got a lot to do this week, so that might be out early next week, but we'll see. Things can change, but without further ado, let's get cracking. Okay, the first thing we want to do is we want to take the motor outer casing here. We're going to be putting the motor over the top of it. Now the way they've got this in is if the motor goes in that way, then the plug side is towards the middle of the casing, as you can see there. It's going to be attached from the inside, and as you can see there, whoops, when I put it back in, we have got two very tiny holes in there. They're actually going to take KM 1.6 times 4mm screws. And you know what? I'm going to use my little screwdriver that I got with the Fiat 205 build. If you haven't seen that, I'll put a link up here. You can watch that and see. You get provided with this lovely tiny screwdriver here, which is brilliant. So that's lined up there. I'll get the first screw in here. And that's just going to hold it into place while I get a second one out here. Put that one in and then make that really tight. And two. So there we go. The motor is now in place. Okay, the next thing we need is this little gear here, and as you can see we've got notches in each side here. We're actually going to be putting our wire in that. Now the wire, having to get my tweezers to help me get this out of here, looks just like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to be putting the wire in just into the channel, just like that there. Now we don't want that falling out, so we need to put the cap onto that. Once again, using my tweezers, the cap looks just like that. and it's this side that's going to be facing up. So we're going to be putting the cap in here to hold everything together. And as you can see, we've got 2 holes in there. They're going to match the 2 lugs that we've got on top. So I'll line this up and then push that home. And as you can see, this is still able to move quite freely between that section there. So I can put that to one side. We're going to bring over the motor again, and then we need the last part of the gear here, which is this spiral section, which is going to attach to the motor. So we've got a little bit of plastic on there. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put that onto the end of the spindle of the motor there. It is directional. As you can see, the shape of the spindle of the motor, or the shaft of the motor, is going to match the shape that we've got at the bottom of this gear here. So I'll put that into place. So that's in just like that. It's quite loose in there at the moment. When we close the case up, that's when it's actually going to attach to this side as well and make that nice and secure. But we've got to put this section in that we just did, and making sure that it goes in just like that. So as you can see, I'll show you closely, the spindle on the end of this gear is fitting in that cradle there, and this side's just sitting on the ledge just like that. We're going to close all of this up now, because I really don't want to move it, by putting it on this way. Now the last spindle for the motor there and the shaft is going to go through that hole just there. So when I put this on, that's going to line up with the motor. So I'll put that on like this. So as you can see, it's nice and flush all the way around there. Now we need to hold this in place just by putting some PB screws in there, 4 PB screws. These are the black screws here. So here's the first one. I'll put the 2 corners in first just to hold this into place. Again, we're going into plastic. You don't really need to over tighten them. You do want it tight enough though, so the springs don't spring apart inside and the gears. That's 2. Okay, I can put that down now. Number 3 on this side. And there's number 4. Now we need to bring over the Spitfire. So let me just show you the jig for a minute. This is what Daniel Goldman designed. I can give you the STL for this if anyone's interested in that. I'll probably put it on social media, but this is what it looks like. So basically the fuselage of the engine section here sits in here, and these flat areas there fit under the wing. The only improvements we make is I'm going to make another diamond shape in here, unless Daniel does it first, just so it doesn't roll off the back, because as you can see it sits quite nicely on there, but as it gets more weight for the back, it is going to tend to slide back like that. So but it does purpose at the moment. It does what I need it to do for purpose. So I'm going to get things lined up as best I can, because we're going to be now installing the motor into this section here, but it's going to be connected to both landing gears that we can see on this side and this side here. So the first thing we want to do, as you can see, we've got 4 screw holes here. They're going to go over these points here on the central wing assembly, just like that there. We're going to secure those in once again with PB screws, which are the black ones. So there's the first one. And we'll continue that with the other 4. 3, should I say? We've done 1 already. Oh, it's early on a Tuesday. Number 2 on this side. There's number 3. And finally, last one. Number 4 on this side here. Now this is where things are going to get a little bit tricky. We want to put this little gold end here, and I'm hoping one of the cameras can see it, probably best on a close-up camera, which I have gone really close up with, looking just like that. It's going to slip just underneath the point of the landing gear. It might help to actually just lift the gear up, as you can see on the top camera there. So this bit's facing up. It's going to go in from this way down here to hold itself into place. So it's best to use tweezers for this, just so you can twist it round like that. Now putting this one in is going to be quite easy. Putting the one in the other side I think is going to be a little bit harder. So I'll get this in, and I'm holding it with my finger there so it's not going to fall out. And to keep that in place, it's keeping itself in at the moment, and we're going to be putting a screw into this. Now the screw is going to be going in this side here. So the screw we're going to be using, again, is one of the tiny silver ones, which is the PM screw. So once again, I am using my tiny screw for this. And this is going to lock this one into place. Now it might help just holding the landing gear just so it doesn't move while you're screwing this in. And when that's in, that's not falling out at all, looking just like that. Now we're going to do the same on the other side here. So once again, this is what the other side looks like here. That's just going to go underneath. Oops, let's just move that motor wire out of the way. Pick the gear up here. It's just going to go round and into this channel. Oops. Just like this. Use my finger to help hold it into place there. There we go. I'm just going to pull it back. Just like that. And once again, I'll start this off with my little screw here. Just to ensure that it's not going to fall out. Using my tweezers here actually, just to make sure that that's in there. Like that. And screw this all the way down. And when that's complete, as you can see, the wires are in both sides there. And you can see it moves when I bring these landing gears up. But that is now controlled by the motor inside there. And what will happen is that whole spindle will move, tightening this up so the landing gears come up at the same time. And then the same thing will happen when it drops down. Pretty good, huh? And there you go, that's all there is to do in this issue. So issue 37, we're going to be working on the ailerons. But I will put the STL file on social media if you want to print that out for yourself. Just a little jig there. It's way better than that cardboard thing, that's for sure. As a matter of fact, I threw that away because that was pathetic. Anyway, listen, I really do hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Remember, we're doing an Ecto1 live stream at 8 PM Greenwich Mean Time tonight, being Tuesday, is it the 14th today, 15th? Something like that, of December 2020. I hope to see some of you there tonight. Anyway, take care.